How old are your kids? Or
My son is 8 years old.
8 years old. You only have one son.
Yes,
And what grade is he in?
third grade.
Where are you guys from?
Staten Island, New York.
Oh, how's it been for you dealing with this online transition?
Well, at first it was a little hard. He started online in March when the schools closed. His last day of school was March 13th. So from March 13th all the way till June, he was remote. He goes to private school, so it made it a little bit easier than public schools here in New York City. But for the most part, it was challenging because I had to stop working. And I've been working for 14 years, more than that. I've been working since I was 12 years old. And I had to stop working, to teach him, to be with him. Because my husband, my husband's schedule, somebody had to be home with him. So I had to stop working, to be with him. And I'm still not able to go back to work because he goes to school right now 5 days a week, but there's no after school. So without the after school, I wouldn't be able to go to work. Because right. I need the after school, because the after school he'll get out at 2:30 and I'll pick him up at like 5:36. It depends on my work schedule. So without after school, I have nobody to pick him up. And then with COVID, you're afraid of if he's gonna get sick. So it's best just for him, for me not working and for me to stay with him. So that's what it is as of right now. But like I said, he goes to private school. So right now, he's quarantining for 14 days because he plays sports at his school, and there was a positive COVID case at his school, so he had a quarantine for 14 days. Oh, wow. So now he's not able to go back until next week. So hopefully, we all got tested Wednesday, so hopefully he's negative and he'll be able to go back to school. If not, then he has to stay home for another 14 days. But his school. His school that his private school that he's in Staten Island, it's great. Like the Zoom is 110 times better than it was before. It's fantastic. He's on from 8:00 in the morning to 1:30, 1:45, and then after that, if he needs any extra additional help with anything, his teacher is there. He could log in back to his Zoom, and his teacher's able to help with any assignments or anything he needs. So I have as far as remote learning, as of right now, I have no complaints. It's wonderful. It's just a matter of fact that I can't go back to work. Other than that,
How were the emotions in your house, like when it first, like the first transition, like back in April when everything changed? How were you guys dealing as a family with that?
For me, it was very hard because, like I said, I'm so used to working, and me just totally not being able to go to work. It was hard for me. For him, he adapted to it, and like I said, like the first 4 weeks of him being home, he wanted to go back to school, but he couldn't. So it was hard for him, and he was upset about it. But we made the best of it, and his sports started in July, so that helped a little bit because in July he was able to play his baseball that he was able to play, and then in September he started soccer with his school. So, other than that, we just made the best of it.
And how is it now? Are they planning to do in-person learning, or how's the status of that in his class, in his school?
Well, he's going to do his school is in-person learning.
In person?
We're only home only because, like I said, there was a positive case for the COVID.
Is he doing the remote learning now? Or
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He's doing remote learning now.
Have they told you when are they going back, or?
Well, he's as long as he's negative, he can go back to school after Thanksgiving. He could go back to school. He could go back to school. Yes.
They're doing in person?
Yes, they're doing in person. Yes. Oh. Yeah, you have the option. You have the option to do remote if you want to, and then they also have hybrid learning for the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. But from UPK 3 to 8th grade. You can go UPK 3 to 6th to 5th grade is in person. You have the option of doing hybrid or remote. Okay. For 6th, 7th, and 8th it's hybrid. Okay. Yes. So you have as parents, you have the option, but I chose for him to be in school. So he's in school. He's only home now because of the quarantine for 14 days. But other than that, he goes 5 days a week.
How do you feel about sending him back?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. His school now, because in Staten Island we're in the yellow zone, so we're they have to test in his school 20%. So they're starting the testing on Monday with his school. So the kids are gonna get tested bi-weekly.
How are the procedures in his school? Like, what do they do to protect the kids?
They have to wear face masks all day. They have two 15-minute mask breaks. During lunch, they have to eat at the desk, because right now in his school, the second and third grade are in the cafeteria. The first and fourth grade are in the gym, and then the other kids are in their classrooms. But they have to wear masks. They have to social distance. They have hand sanitizers. And soon when the kids leave school, they clean everything. So it's been going great.
The same teacher? Do they have the same teacher for the online and the Zoom? Like, do they combine the classes? How does that work? Do you know?
Well, because for him, he's in third grade. So I think 6th, 7th, and 8th, they switch to, they have alternating teachers. I'm not sure. I'm not, I don't know. But for him, and he only has his one teacher, his main teacher.
Any critics against the way government's dealing, or any critics?
Well, yeah, I personally think that as far as, the mayor, Governor Cuomo, and de Blasio, if there's no cases in the schools should be open. There's no reason why these kids should be home from school. They're not, the Zoom it's good to, it's good to a certain extent, but like you said, there's parents, like myself, I'm from a Spanish descent, and there's parents that English is a second language, and it's hard for them to maneuver. If you're not computer savvy, it's hard for you to maneuver the kids, to help the kids with Zoom and the Google Classroom or whatever platform they have as far as learning. It's hard. So, it's challenging. And then you have kids who are homeless, then you have kids who are in foster care, kids who are abused, and their only outlet was school. So now they're in an abusive house 24/7. And it's scary, and it's very sad. The kids should be in school. They're not, they need to be in school, because they need to, especially socialization, being able to interact with your friends, your teachers. They need to be in school. I think if there's no positive cases in the school, the kids should be in school. If there's a positive case, then you handle it, as with the class. But if there's no positive case, the kids should be in school.